Good evening, parents, friends, graduates, and the all-inclusive family that is here today. As you may know, mirth and laughter are generally the order of the day for me. There are very few occasions that I think should be marked with seriousness and solemnity. But luckily, a graduation speech is not such an occasion. Yes, that means jokes about Doc's luscious hair, fair game, Mr. Hale's bangs, Miss Colson's imposing height, and how mean Miss Busher always is. I believe it was George Bernard Shaw who once said, if you're going to tell people the truth, you better make them laugh, otherwise they'll kill you. As it is my earnest wish to actually make it to college, I'll try and ignore the glowering looks that I'm getting from Miss Colf over there. There are plenty of other jokes to be had without endangering my life in the process. Well, let's move on to why I'm even here. For reasons that are beyond my understanding, the administration of Parker School decided it was a good idea to let me make this speech. Clearly, they had no idea how awkward I can be. Perhaps they've never seen me dance. That was, incidentally, one of the reasons I was rejected from UH, according to Miss Shelley Roquissard, our very own newspaper, The Bull. But even so, I was forced to ask myself, what is this really all about? I found as many questions as answers, often dichotomous in their nature. Graduation is one eye looking to the future, with the other lingering on the past. It's at once a celebration of what we have, and a tearful farewell for what we leave behind. It is my class, strong, unique individuals, forming one cohesive body together. Yes, this is for my class, for those that were there for 6th grade with Miss Rodrigo and Miss O'Brien, for the amazing one that joined us this year, and for everyone who became a part of us in between. And surely, what a memorable in-between it has been. There are things that many of us remember, like the calamitous 8th grade campout with gale force winds, first encounters with the one and only Mr. Naj, or even the infamous Your Body Changes song from middle school. We can relate to late nights spent on Facebook instead of writing papers, later nights studying for one of Mrs. Sturge's tests, and perhaps most often to collapsing into bed, wondering how to handle it all. There are things that groups of people will remember, from what goes on backstage in a Dramatique's production, to the wrestling prowess of the debate team. There were cross-country and paddling bus rides, hard-fought battles on whatever athletic battleground you chose, and random frantic cupcake production for an impending bake sale. And most importantly, there are those myriad memories and inside jokes that you share only with your closest friends and loved ones. First impressions, first everythings. Our time at Parker School has been defined by our firsts, like first class to kick a soccer ball into Mr. Naj's face. We pushed limits, from academic intensity to questionable interpretations of dress code. In the brief years we've had, and how fast they've flown, I hope we have left our mark in some small way upon both the school and the Ohana. I have dwelled on the past for too long now, and even more important challenges and memories lie waiting on the other side of the threshold we're about to cross. For my class, let your time here be your foundation for even greater things to come. Your individual strengths and weaknesses have been cultivated in one of the most loving families I know of, which is something to cherish. When you're inspired by what makes you happy, you succeed in the only metric that matters. The class of 2011 has gone through many changes in its time, with dear friends coming into our class for a short stay before departing once again, much as we must also leave. There is no time for me to list them all, but I ask my class to give pause and remember them, as wherever they may be, they embark on the same journey as us. For those that we leave behind, I can only express my sincerest thanks for all that has been given and shared. Foremost, of course, are our parents. They've probably dealt with ungodly numbers of failed arts and crafts projects, our emotional breakdowns, and our adolescent years. You've seen us at our worst and helped us to be our best beyond any reasonable expectation, a feat for which I have nothing but gratitude. For our friends among the underclassmen, the halls of Parker School could never be lonely while you were still walking. We may not all be leaving today, but you have left an indelible mark on us. Your challenge is not to fill our shoes, but to forge your own path, until you can be the brand new senior class, the likes of which we have never seen before. So much has been given from all of you, so much time and love. so much that is not of our making, that it is fitting to close, in the style of Mr. Naj, with another's words. Even if we are occupied with important things, and even if we attain honor or fall into misfortune, still, let us remember how good it once was here, when we were all together, united by a good and a kind feeling, which made us perhaps better than we were. Fyodor Dostoevsky. Thank you all.